right now on Colonial Sports Center. Colonial football taking the field, and by football we also mean soccer as well. Pitt Panther out there as Rob Morris men's soccer takes on the Panthers. Can they find the victory? We'll find out. All that and more at Colonial Sports Center next.
Hey there, hope you're having a decent day. Colonial Sports Center on your television. He's Dan Yost, I'm Matt Davies. Robert Morris football to start off, Dan, and I'm really excited about this year's football season.
I've been waiting for a while, waiting all summer actually to see Joe Walton's squad take the field for the first time in 2008, and that's what they did on Saturday. And if I may say so myself, they looked pretty good.
And that's right. Saturday marked the start of the Bobby Moe football season against Morehead State. The rising star, Sherrod Evers. He stole the spotlight for Robert Morris as he led them to a 27-13 win over the Eagles from Kentucky. Let's go to the gridiron. All right, Robert Morris and Morehead State at Joe Walton Stadium. Dan, this was a statement game for Robert Morris. There you see Joe Walton. First quarter looking good for Robert Morris. Jeff Link bulldozing into the end zone. 7-0 lead to start out for Robert Morris. Link looking to be the power back for Robert Morris. Second quarter. 13-zip Colonial. Swilinski doing his best Roethlisberger impression and finding Sherrod Evers 31 yards to pay dirt. Evers 10 catches, 159 yards. Third quarter now, 20-0 Colonials. Looking to add on Jesse Kastelic from 1 yard out. 27-0 Robert Morris. But the Eagles would answer. Michael Kearns from 1 yard out. 27-6. Then Colonials trying to get a little silly, but the Eagles aren't fooled. That's Josh Harris. He would return it to the 12-yard line. Swilinski not happy with himself. Later, Evan Sawyer going up the seam, and that is just savvy. Nick Feldman with the circus catch, 51 yards to pay dirt. And then the fourth quarter coming. It all comes apart for the Eagles. Sawyer trying to find Eric Fitzpatrick, but Rolf baffled all over his lucky charms. And later a botched snap by Sawyer. Robert Williams, I'll take that. RMU would take over. Sawyer, one last chance. And Nick Feldman, meet Michael Landers. Michael Landers laying the wood on Nick Feldman. That is how Nick Feldman's day would go. Robert Morris takes it 27-13. As you take a look at Michael Landers and the 19 attempts, and Swilinski also had a good day.
Bad snap, and it's going to be recovered by the Colonial. That is number 58.
It was quite the showcase for Robert Morris fans and alumni on Saturday when they saw a strong Colonials team that many say has yet to reach its full potential.
I think we looked good, very, very well. We still had a few miscues that we need to correct, but I guess, it's the first game, get a lot of butterflies out. We have a lot of young players and everything. But to build on. The line looked very well. The line's doing well. We look good, Keep getting better, we'll do well.
The Colonials got it done on offense, both on the ground and through the air, with a fine performance from Miles Russ and a game from Sherrod Evers, which found him a place in the Colonial record books, tied for most receptions in a single game with 10. Both their praise goes to the same part of their team.
Yeah, this O-line was definitely strong for the team. Last year, we had negative 30 yards, out of everybody with the sacks and building it up, all of that. But this year we was really coming off the ball. But I really got to give all the, props to the O-line. Just me and Ralph, Thunder and Lightning. That's what we call ourselves. So we've been trying to run that rock. That's what we're trying to do.
Yeah, let's say so. It starts with the line. They control everything. So if they get that job done, it makes it easy for us. So yeah, I would say that they are the most important.
Looking ahead to the intrastate matchup against Bucknell this weekend, the Colonials are confident, albeit cautiously so.
Hope for a win. We're going to go in, watch them, everything, view them, see how they look, come out, playing the same thing again. Hopefully we win.
It was a tremendous start to the season for the Robert Morris Colonials football team, both offensively and defensively. And this young team looks to continue this momentum into next week against Bucknell, right here, 1 p.m. on Saturday at Joe Walton Stadium. Reporting from Joe Walton Stadium, Chris Baginski, Colonial Sports Center.
One game down and 10 to go. And for you slackers out there who don't know the schedule, let me let you know about a couple of those games left. Coming up here in a couple of weeks, you're going to have the big game with the FSN cameras here when your Colonials take on the Duquesne Dukes from Duquesne University here at the Joe Waugh. The next week, the Colonials will also be playing host to Bryant University as the Bulldogs prepare to become a Division I school in a couple years. He looked good on Saturday against the Eagles, but how does he fare on Thursdays? Find out when Eric Swinski sits down with CSE's Gretchen Adler. That interview is next. Stay tuned.
Out. What are you, blind? Come on! That was line!
Oh, hi. I'm Brian Spencer, award-winning actor and philanthropist. I'm here to talk today about sportsmanship. Yeah, once in a while in a sport, you get really into the game and become very angry and hostile. But you have to remember, you're out there to have fun, and that's the important thing in life. So, when you're out there playing tennis, throwing baseball, or just playing catch outdoors, just remember, have fun. I'm Brian Spencer, and I love you.
Racket.
This isn't mine!
Colonial Sports Center. You ready?
1, 2, 3. Oh, hi. I'm Brian Spencer. Here at Colonial Sports Center, we like to deal with issues both on and off the field. Nothing's more bigger than steroids. Yes, it might give you that extra touchdown or that extra point to win the game, but it could cause severe health problems and even death. Some of you athletes out there thinking about taking one of these, just don't. I'm Brian Spencer, and I love you.
Shut the door!
Here at Colonial Sports Center, we cover multiple Division I NCAA sports like football, lacrosse, rowing, and ping pong. Colonial Sports Center. You ready?
Touchdown, Robert Morris.
Thank you all very much for joining us tonight on CSE Live. I'm Gretchen Adler, and I'm fairly new here to Colonial Sports Center, but you'll be seeing a lot more of me in the upcoming shows. This evening, I'm here with our quarterback, Eric Swinski. Thank you very much for being here this evening.
Thanks for having me.
Good. Now, I want to start off by asking you, you come off a little bit of a rough season last year, but, this is your first game. You came up very strong. How does that feel?
It feels pretty good, We worked very hard this summer. Sherrod and I, a bunch of other receivers, a bunch of running backs. And we had a great spring ball last year. We had a great fall. So I was real excited to get out there, and I know our coaches were real excited to see what we had to offer. We knew we were young, but we knew we can play great together. So that's what we tried to do.
That's great. You guys do look very good. I also wanted to ask you too, this past season you've been working really hard. Is there any specific strategies that you've been doing just to make yourself a little bit better this year?
I've been watching a lot more film than I usually do. I've been getting together with my linemen, my receivers, and everybody, and we've been trying to basically get on the same page. I've been going to Coach Walton a lot more and talking to him about what the game plan is going to be, and our new quarterback coach, and everybody's coming together, and we're starting to play ball real well.
Yes. Now, what do you think the particular strengths are this year?
The strengths, there's not a whole lot of seniors on the team, so the guys that really weren't leaders last year are stepping up a lot. We have a lot of young players who are stepping up, and also our coaches. They've been real hard on us, and they really want us to perform well this year. So our coaches have really been pushing us hard, and I think that's a big key to our success.
Gotcha. That's understandable. Now, what do you think that the team could maybe work on? What could you suggest to them that could help improve you guys for this coming game on Saturday?
I think that we need to listen to our coaches more. We need to practice harder. We can't be taking plays off. Everybody has to know what they have to do, and you can't be relying on your teammates as much as yourself. You do your job and don't worry about your others. And that's what I try to tell the younger guys, and they sometimes listen, sometimes don't. So you just have to take it.
Well, you can always just try.
True.
Yes. Now, I know things get pretty stressful, I'm sure, just being the quarterback. A lot of things fall back on you. What do you do to maintain your focus?
A lot of the times, I'm really not even thinking about it, I go out there and play. When I get in the huddle, the whole team's looking at me. So they feed off of me, so I have to know what I'm doing, and I have to try to lead by example. I'm not the kind of guy to go around screaming at people, telling them what to do. When I know where I'm going with the ball, they rely on me, and I know if I throw the ball, they'll get it, or they'll make the right block, or they'll make the right read, everything. And when we all come together, we do the right thing.
Gotcha. Now, I have to ask this question. What do you think the chances are of Robert Morris football taking the NEC tournament?
I definitely think that we have the potential and the capability of doing it. It's just we can't be looking that far ahead right now. We have to take each game week by week, and it's always the big question at the beginning of the year, how well do you think you're going to do? Are you young? Yes, but I think the younger guys are stepping up, and they're starting to learn the offense real well, and I think that we just got to continue to learn and progress every week.
Good for you. Now, do you have any specific goals that you've set for yourself personally this fall?
Yes, I do, actually. Last year we weren't very high on the offensive side of the ball, and we were looked over by our defense. So what I'm trying to do this year is turn that around. Our rankings in the NEC weren't very high. I'm trying to get our offense back on the right track by throwing the ball and running the ball, and a lot of the credit to the line right now. The line is playing tremendous. If you would watch the film from last year to this year, it looks like a completely different team. The running backs are running the ball well. Wide receivers are doing a great job. So, we keep working hard. I think things are on the upward swing.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you. You guys do look really well this year. Now, we're running out of time, but I do want to ask you one last question. I don't know if there's any other football players out there watching tonight, but, we do have a young team. We do have a lot of underclassmen. You're leaving this year, so is there any words that maybe you could share with them to help them throughout the rest of the season and into the seasons that you're not around?
Yeah. They have to listen to their coaches, and watch the guy in front of you, what he's doing. It's not high school anymore. You just can't get away with little things. When you learn something from the guy in front of you, it's because he's been here and he knows what's going on. And I just think that listening to your coaches is the best advice I can give anyone, and work hard. That's all I have to say.
Absolutely. Well, I really appreciate you coming on the show tonight. Thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.
All right, and stay tuned because next is men's and women's soccer.
We train terribly hard in order to provide you with the best show possible. Colonial Sports Center. You ready? Here at Colonial Sports Center, we cover multiple Division I NCAA sports like volleyball, tennis, softball, and football. Yeah, we cover that too, but I mean American football. I said football. I said football.
Mario Hines, foot race that no one's going to win this.
Colonial Sports Center. You ready?
Last year, the men's soccer team had a productive, if not surprising run, capped off by a run at the NEC title. But earlier in their 2007 campaign, the Colonials won an unofficial Battle of the Burg, beating both Duquesne and Pittsburgh. Now with a younger squad for Coach Dennison to manage, could Bobby Moe repeat the magic? To ye old football pitch, we go! Colonials Panthers in this one. Pitt Panther looking about as fierce as the Pitt Panther football team. 39th minute. Looking here, Chris Wilcox breaking free from his man Matt Chinsky and cross it to Ian Farnsworth, and that's going to be tipped in for the goal. Pitt goes up 1-0. Now here's your requisite Colonial highlight of the night. Kyle McIver, mighty afraid to go in the air despite being an Air National student. You'd think he'd like to get up a little bit there, and that's about as much offense we're going to have. Later in the first half, Dan Brown heads it to Matt Felice. That's about as close we got into the net, even if it was our own. Second half, Matt Shelby runs up the back of E.J. McCracken in the box, and that is going to get referee Brian Ophelia to point to the spot, and he's going to bury it like 66. Goal for the Panthers, and they're going to go on to win this one 3-0. Colonials win that one there 3-0, as you see there. McDade, 1 goal and 1 shot. Wilcox, a goal and assist. Marks, 5 saves for the Panthers. Robert Morris still trying to find their first win on the season.
It wasn't the same as last year's 3-1 thrashing over the Pitt Panthers. This time, Robert Morris was on the other end of Pittsburgh and on the other end of the ball.
I think we look like what we are. We look like a young team today. We weren't very inspired in the first half and played much better in the second half. Unfortunately gave up a penalty kick.
Being outshot only 13-14, lack of discipline, and a little misfortune seemed to steal the game.
It's more mental. Certainly we have to create more chances. We had a ton of the ball in the second half, not a ton of quality chances. So, we need to work on that. But it's just trying to keep their heads up when, we're playing pretty good sometimes, and, it'll turn around.
Still in search of their first W, the men need to practice taking their warm-up game with them to game day.
The guys are getting along pretty well, and, the practice is going well, but it's not translating to the game yet. And, it'll come. So many new guys, but it's a little frustrating.
Having just 1 goal on the season and a heartbreaking 0-3 start, the Colonials are struggling to perform this year.
I think we certainly deserve to lose the second game, even though we missed a penalty kick with 3 minutes to go. But I think, maybe we'd be a little ahead of where we are if we'd won the first game, which we probably should have. But, again, we looked a little like we lacked confidence in the first half.
Losing 5 seniors last year, it is fair to say expectations have been met.
And part of that is because we're so young. We're not sticking to the game plan long enough. And a little bit of panic, and then you start to play a few long balls. But again, the second half was better. We settled the game down and had some good chances, and much better. We got a long way to go. We still got 6 games before conference, and right now it looks like we need them.
Although this young team still has a lot to work on, they return here tomorrow at Founders Field to play Western Michigan. Nazari Dorosh, Colonial Sports Center.
And changing gender now, definitely the year for the women's soccer team led by Kathleen Caggiano and the rest of the leg-lustering, head-bopping Colonial soccer squad as they took on Cleveland State over the weekend. How would they fare at the North Athletic Complex? I'm going to let you know. Here we go from the North Athletic Complex. Robert Morris hosting Cleveland State. And Dan, I don't know if it's the wind, but I don't think you want to wear a visor there.
I don't think you want to wear a visor.
No, I think you needed to cover that up quickly. Starting in the second half, Bobby Moe sharing the pill down the right sideline, and ultimately Jessica Sherrick would get this, using her cranium just off the right side. Where was the goalie on that play? I didn't even see her. And then later, Jamie Mora down the left side, she would shoot it toward the net, and Kathleen Caggiano would be right there to get the rebound, but, babe, it's got to go under the goal. And then finally, someone gets on the board, and it's the good girls, Emily Schock, electrifying the goalie of Cleveland State, Kelly Sinkowicz. She had a good game, though. Cleveland State picks up their first win of the season. They are now 1-3. They would pick up a pair in this game, so they would beat Robert Morris 2-1, and that would be the final. Some good sportsmanship there. Cleveland State over Robert Morris, 2-1.
Well, if you like one game of women's footy, I'm sure you're going to love a second one here. The girls of Penn visiting the Colonials. The Colonials wearing blue for this contest here. First half of the game here, Sarah Friedman knocks this one to the wide left, but don't worry, she is not done with this game. Far from it for number 8. Friedman now on the corner. Ball knocked up. Natalie Capuano puts it in for the Quakers, and they are now up 1-0. Another chance for Penn, but Caitlin Delau reaching to her right and puts a glove on it. It is going to be a rough day, though, for 0-0 in the net there. Capuano, though, she's at it again with the X-Lax moves, puts this one up on the woodwork. Delau keeping it out, though. So far, Colonial staying in this game. 43rd minute now. Friedman to Teresa Yankovic to the netting. The Quakers pulling ahead as we are ready to go into the second half here. In the second half, Moon Township product Kathleen Cagliano cannot find anyone inside the box. That's a squandered opportunity for the Colonials. Finally, the 90th minute, Capuano ices the cake with this one past Delau, and Penn is going to win this one 3-0, and that is the Quakers going for the victory. After dropping 2 games at home, one might expect that confidence in the club might be running low, and if you are that one person, you would be dead wrong. So put a dollar in the doubter's jar while watching this report from Dave Bramall.
Under the direction of head coach John Kowalski, the Robert Morris women's soccer team hopes to make the best out of the 2008 season. Last year, the Colonials finished with a record of 7-10-2 and finishing with a record of 4-4-1 in the conference, the second most wins in team history, and just missing the playoffs by 2 points. The Colonials started off their season good with a record of 2-0, but the record quickly fell back to 2-2 after 2 straight losses to Cleveland State and then Penn. In the previous game, the Colonials fell to Penn 3-0, being outshot 29-4. I caught up with Coach Kowalski after the game, asking if the team has developed better chemistry since the beginning of the season.
No, not at this time, not yet. We have too many injured players, especially players that had some experience from last year. So we're playing freshmen that are learning how to play on a college level. We started with 3 freshmen today against the University of Pennsylvania. When freshmen play in a key moment, in a crucial moment, tendencies are that they will make some big mistakes.
In the previous game, the Colonials fell to Penn 3-0, being outshot 29-4.
Well, they beat us to the ball. You know, the loose ball situation, 50-50, they were the first ones to the ball. And the other thing is all the air balls, they won all the air balls, and they converted into good passes. When we won some of the air balls, head balls, and passes in the air, our next ball was either kicked ball or sometimes was pass, so we played sporadic. We did not really control enough of the game.
After falling to Penn 3-0, the Robert Morris Colonials record is now 2-2. The Colonials hope to strengthen their record by facing off Duquesne next weekend. Reporting at the North Athletic Complex, David Bramall, Colonial Sports Center.
And don't go anywhere. Our top 5 plays of the week are on the way. Keep it right here on Colonial Sports Center.
NCAA sports like volleyball, tennis, softball, and football. Yeah, we cover that too, but I mean American football. I said football. I said football.
Mario Hines in a foot race that no one's going to win this.
Colonial Sports Center. You ready?
Here we go, the top 5 plays of the week. At number 5 comes in Rachel Siebens of RMU, representing for Irwin, PA. Take another look over the goaltender and in. Nice play for Rachel Siebens.
Number 4 comes in the fourth quarter of the Bobby Moe Moorhead State game. Rolf Bathel laying out like a champion, or at least someone who wants to play more football. 2 tackles and a fumble recovery also for Mr. Bathel in this game.
And at number 3, Eric Smolinski doing his best Ben Roethlisberger impression, evading the rush, and then tossing it down to Sherrod Evers for the touchdown, 31 yards to pay dirt. Evers, 10 catches, 159 yards, and a 27-13 RMU victory.
No jokes about a motorcycle there? Fine. Whatever. Number 2, doo-doo, doo-doo, dude looks like a lady. I got a couple of phone messages here for you. First, Steve Terry wants his hair back, and Annika Sorensen wants her visor back.
And our top play, coming in at number 1, Evan Sawyer, firing down the middle, and ask and ye shall receive a spanking. Nick Feldman, you cannot go there. Michael Landers laying the wood. Take another look. Oh my goodness, that is just a knockout punch. And in the words of Tom Jackson, he just got jacked up.
Jacked up?
Jacked up.
Apparently he just got jacked up. I liked it, though. It's a good thing there, though. I liked it. Well, I guess we have a couple more news stories to do here, right?
Yeah, we do.
Let's move on.
We
Okay.
do.
Yes. Well, this week, the Northeast Conference bestowed its Volleyball Player of the Week award to Bobby Moe sophomore Amanda Graham. During the week when the Colonials went 2-1, the middle blocker amassed 25 kills, 11 blocks, 7 aces, and 3 digs, while maintaining a .356 hitting average. You can check out Graham and the rest of Coach Rob Thomas's squad this weekend at the Chuck.
And Colonial Sports Center now has its own website. Even if you're lazy, all you got to do is go to rmusports.com and catch up on all of the latest Colonial action.
And if you like watching all kinds of Bobby Moe sports and don't like having to travel very far, this is the weekend for you. Get out your day planner and listen carefully. Tomorrow you can check out men's tennis at Carnegie Mellon or volleyball taking on Elon, both at 11 a.m. Then at 1 o'clock, head over to Joe Walton Stadium to watch the Field Hockey Club take on Radford. Then Saturday you have football playing host to Bucknell at 1 p.m. I'll see you there, and Davies and I will be signing autographs with the Colonial.
Absolutely.
That evening at 7:30, you can check out the volleyball team as they square off against Howard. Then Sunday at noon, you're going back to Joe Wall to watch the girls in skirts taking on Bryant for field hockey supremacy. Then you finish your weekend at 1 p.m. with either the volleyball club taking on St. Peter's or head to the footy pitch to see how the women's club fares against the Duquesne Dukes. I'll be taking roll, so you best be there.
And if you're a sportsaholic or a Colonial crazy for that matter, RMU-TV coverage is on all the time. Here's what you can watch. RMU Live is on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Be sure to tune into that and Colonial Sports.
That's a full 30 minutes in my book, I'd have to say so.
Oh, that's a full 2 hours.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for everyone watching here. For Matt Davies, I'm Dan Yost. See you everyone out at the football this weekend. Have a good weekend.
See you later.